Hey everyone, it's Ivan, KitBadger.com, here to bring you another gear review, and today we're talking about this little guy, which is the PopStop by Discreet Ballistics. So what is the PopStop? Ultimately, it is a kind of really niche device came up with by Discreet Ballistics. And what it does is addresses some really specific issues that some people potentially have, that being first round pop. Now, when you shoot a suppressor, you end up with the first round being louder than subsequent rounds. Reason being is because you have a bunch of oxygen inside there. And because you have oxygen in there, powder continues to burn as it goes through your barrel and out your suppressor. With that, you have a couple different issues in play. One of the issues being is it's turbulent, more turbulent than subsequent shots. So there can be a shift in your accuracy, which for some people might be a non-issue depending on what you're doing. Other people might be a significant problem. And then lastly, aside from that turbulence and kind of accuracy impaired a little bit with that first round, you also end up with a flash. Again, most people, if you're out hunting or just training at the range, not an issue. Some people in some circumstances, you really don't want that. So this is an elegant solution to that problem. So the solution Discreet Ballistics came up with is this PopStop. Two-piece construction made out of titanium, and it interfaces in between your barrel and your suppressor. Then, using off-the-shelf CO2 cartridge, what this does is basically get this guy in here and then give it a little squirt of CO2. CO2, being heavier than oxygen, is going to fill up the entire suppressor as well as the barrel, displacing any oxygen. That way, with that first round, you don't get any pop. It's going to be really quiet. Additionally, you don't have the turbulence of burning through the oxygen that happens to be in there too. So we're going to give this a try. So to use this PopStop, we need to basically seal off our weapon system. So we're going to go ahead and throw a round in there, get this guy loaded, and to utilize it, I don't actually have to get in front of the muzzle, anything unsafe. Valve's right here. I'm going to take this guy, put it on there, give it just a little squirt of CO2, which is going to displace all the oxygen. And if we want to basically set this up to where we're not going to have that first round pop, but we're maybe not going to shoot right away, we can cover the end of this with a balloon, condom, anything like that. Basically, the CO2 is going to stay in there unless we depress the muzzle, at which point it'll flow out, being heavier than oxygen. So if we want to basically carry this thing around hunting, or depending on how we're going to use it, we can absolutely seal this off and it'll basically stay like that without any oxygen in there. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot and we'll see how it does. So right here is going to be my first shot out of this rifle, gold bore, shooting some of the 308 quiet pills by Discreet Ballistics. Incredibly quiet. What this PopStop does, as you can see, is completely eliminate that first round pop. Twofold. One, getting rid of any signature as far as the flash or anything like that coming out with that first round. And in addition to that, getting rid of that turbulence in there so that first round is going to be consistent with follow-up shots with respect to accuracy. Why is this important? Frankly, for most people, it is not. This is absolutely a niche product. One, you can absolutely have fun with it on the range. Getting rid of that first round pop, that's cool. But who is this really designed for? Like, who is going to really benefit from it? Well, if you're out shooting or maybe hunting, your accuracy probably isn't going to be degraded to the point where you're going to notice it, like taking a lung shot on a deer or something. In addition to that, the deer and all his friends are not equipped to fire back at you. So it really doesn't matter, right? But if you're in a situation where your accuracy, because of either how small your target is and or at the distance to your target, and you need that first round to really count, in addition to that, maybe your target has a bunch of friends that are armed and you don't want them shooting you, at that point this becomes really important. So like I mentioned, complete niche product depending on your intended use, although it's absolutely fun at the range, but that's kind of the premise behind it ultimately. With respect to that first round pop, depending on the suppressor, that first shot can be anywhere from 6 to 8 decibels louder than your subsequent shots. And since it's on a magnitude of 10, as far as the decibel scale, 6 to 8 is significantly louder. But if you actually have a need for one of these, or you just want to see exactly how quiet you can get your suppressor, or maybe just squeezing out accuracy, first shot to subsequent shots, you can pick these guys up through Discreet Ballistics. Pretty cool little device. As far as a CO2 inflator, you can either get it from like Amazon or your local bike shop, all over the place. If you pick one up though, let me know how it does for you. And as always, thanks for joining us at KitBadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.